G'day guys, welcome to the quick version of the preview for Golden Slipper 2019. The track will be rain affected, the rail's out 3 metres. Ideally at Rosehill you still want to save ground as much as you can before getting off that fence in the straight and getting to the middle, so inside draws can still be helpful in these big races because you can sort of track through and get off rather than having to circle the field, which is quite difficult. Especially in these big deep fields, and this is the biggest, deepest field I've ever seen a Golden Slipper. You've got, saw someone tweet out the other day really importantly that there's just sort of major winners all the way through from Breeders' Classics to Blue Diamonds to Black Opals to Todmans to Pagos to, they're all here. So big strong bunch of 2-year-olds racing each other. I've narrowed it down to a few chances that I think are really strong. I think Tenley's the horse to beat, sort of come from back behind him off a slow tempo its first start and the Kenzo track, and what I'll just sort of cut to the part that's most exciting about this horse, and that's the end of its races. You watch her flatten out here. She takes a while to accelerate, which is hidden a little bit here because these horses are all sprinting pretty sharply, but it's just always what she does through the line that is the most important thing. So she went 86 days off that run and stayed at 1100 metres, which is obviously not ideal. She was out the back early, which is a little query about her in this race on Saturday, whether she can hold the spot. 1200 metres will help her and a bit more race experience, but she's sort of tagged up behind them here. Gets out, and again, she takes a few strides to wind up. They're not sprinting quite as hard here. They have gone quick early, so that's a little bit flattering, but she runs away from some pretty smart horses and some pretty strong horses too. So there you'll see she changed stride and really let down, and that's where she sort of put them away and ran away from them. And again, you'll see through the line, she's really dominant. She went to Randwick to start later over 1200 metres, got the right run again through. So she's had pretty much things to suit her most of the time, but still love the way she races. I think she's going to be a better horse when she gets to 1400 a mile. Only my opinion, and I don't think Rosehill will ideally be her track over 1200 either. The draw to her was always going to be really important, I thought, and she's drawn ideally in amongst a pack of fast horses. So if she can find the back of the right on pacer, she should get the drag into the race she needs, and only needs even luck to be really winding up at the business end, which is what she's all about. You'll see here she sort of never gets there quickly, but just keeps grinding through those gears, and she puts some nice horses away there. A horse that I'm also interested in is this horse Anaheed. If we sort of just go back quickly, see it was 3 wide, no cover, and Tenley's ended up on the back of it. I'm expecting that Anaheed can really improve off that run, and there's no reason that Tenley won't continue to improve as well. So I think this is a really strong lead-up race. This is Vincere Volare and Exhilarates, who I'd be throwing in multiples as well, but I think these two horses have a better winning chance, and Tenley is certainly the horse to beat for mine in the race overall. We'll have a quick look at Anaheed in more detail now too. So Anaheed's also drawn a soft gate there. It's got a bit more speed than Tenley, which is a good attribute to have here. We'll show sort of, this is 1000 metres. You'll see her here in the Sheik's colours. She's got some good early pace. She sits up on the pace naturally in her races. She's got a good turn of foot on soft ground, which is what we saw here on debut, only 1000 metres this day, but she's already proven herself at 1200 since, so she's strong. She overcame a setback that she when she was down in Melbourne to win over 1200 metres, 5 weeks between runs with minimal work between her. She sat outside the leader, and again, she's a bit of a push-button horse. She's got a high cruising speed, and she can sprint off that, which is really good. She handles wet ground. She won there. She then went out, and we saw that, just saw the through where she sat 3 wide and was only beaten 2 lengths. I think she'll improve again off that. I think she'll improve on the soft going, and I really think she's clearly the value runner of the race. $21 to $6 at the moment. It has been between $26.34, sort of fluctuating, so it seems like she's the forgotten runner. And I think she's, I was sort of saying, if you're having every dollar you have the win, have $3 or $4 to place, she's the one that to me shows is the most value. And then also Cosmic Force, who unfortunately, $6 bet 365 currently, but most people can't get on there at an early stage. $4.60, $4.40. Other places is nice and short now. he sort of went along as the quiet achiever up until last Saturday. Saturday just gone, where you see he jumped front here out in the white cap out wide. Slowly sort of rolls forward and maintains that position out 3 wide. Looked to be struggling a little bit, which was quite interesting at about the 400 metre mark before really letting down strongly and putting a field of, okay gallopers away extremely well. The time was good. 7 lengths is probably a little bit flattering, but it's hard to say. Look at him; he's done it all pretty easily. He handles wet. He's run 1200. He reminds me of the horse that sneaks into the Melbourne Cup through the Saab quality, or whatever they call it these days, just before the slipper. He looks like he's primed at the right time. He runs through the line well. He ticks all the boxes. He's drawn perfectly. He's got speed. He's got 1200 metre form. He's going to be right there. I can't see him not running well unless he doesn't back up off that run last week, which is a slight query. It's not always easy to back up 7 days off a heavy track run, but this horse has already had the 2 runs behind him, so he shouldn't be too flat and should run really well. 4th pick's difficult for me. I really think it's quite an open race outside of those horses, and the horses that I'd be throwing in to exotics and possibly quaddies are horses like Exhilarates and Loving Gabby are going to need all the luck in the world from back in the race, but can feature with all the luck in the world. Pinsec's another one that's probably going to be back there sort of loitering. Yes, faced a huge task. Microphone I'm against for a few reasons. Just think that he's not the type that I want to back on a heavy track. I think that he's deep into his first prep. I don't think Gate 1's ideal, and I just a little bit worried about him in general. Time to Reign's another one that can pop up, and you've got to be throwing into exotics. He can really improve back onto a wet track. Sorry, not on top of the ground. Not on top of the ground is ideal for him. But I really think that Tenley's the one to beat. Anaheed's the clear value. Cosmic Force 3rd pick, but too short. So for me, Anaheed and Tenley are the 2 I want to make winners in this race this year. Thanks, guys.